So I will tell you, this is Jeff. We are playing Monster Hunter World. David's still on vacation. Hopefully he's enjoying his time away. The second deviant, well, not deviant, that's from a different game. Variant monster that we can fight in high rank in Monster Hunter World is the Black Diablos, which is a variant of Diablos. But before we go fight that, I want to make one more piece of my free element armor, because I want to have 3 levels of free element on my armor set in order to get the most paralysis out of the Baroth Stinger 3, which is the lance I'm going to be using, because I love lancing Diablos and Diablos types. But we need just a few more pieces in order to make the Azure Rathalos' chest piece, which we saw a bunch of Azure Rathalos in the last episode. The last sort of component here is Barnos hide, which are just these little flying guys. So just need to carve up a few of them. And we'll have enough in order to create the Azure Rathalos chest plate beta. The Wrath Soul Mail beta, to be precise. Also, here's a pro tip. You can go straight to the workshop from an expedition, which is very nice. I am a little disappointed that I can't color coordinate quite as well, so we're gonna have to change the whole look in order for this to fit. But the Dober helm and also the Zora claws, which are the gauntlets, each have 1 level of free element / ammo up skill, and we want all 3 of them so that we get the 100% of the hidden element of our weapon, which is the Baroth Stinger and is paralysis, which makes it a very good paralyzing lance. And Black Diablos, Diablos in general, Black Diablos, of course, also is extremely weak to paralysis, is going to be paralyzed constantly. We're going to keep it on lockdown, which is good because it is much more aggressive than regular Diablos. Has a few slightly different moves, and it has a lot of like, it's not really Dark Souls, so it's not poise damage, but like concussion damage or stun damage, I guess you could say. So 1 hit from its charge pretty much will stun us immediately, because this particular set I had to trade out stun resistance charms in order to make room for the full free element set. Now, as we get better decorations, as the rest of the game goes on, we can change those out. But the Black Diablos is in the same spot as Diablos is in Wildspire Waste, pretty much. There we go, got a little intro for it. And this is going to be a very safe, strategy. The double horn pull, the charge, the burrow, it's all there. Obviously the Black Diablos is black-skinned, which lore-wise, and you can see we've already got our first paralysis. It's very effective. We even got our first break, excellent. We're going to respect the Black Diablos because it can do a lot of damage very quickly and it can stun us instantly unless we have our shield up. But we're going to be power guarding through all of its moves and waiting for it to do something before counterattacking. But, you know, that's the Lance style. So, lore-wise, Black Diablos is a female Diablos that is in heat. So, there's that. There's your lore. There's immature jokes there if you want to make some jokes. All the components are there. You can mix your own at home. I was really thinking it was going to jump out at me. The Black Diablos tends to jump out of a burrow. It changed directions at the last moment. That's a little weird. Double tail sweep. Fully expecting it. No big deal. Let's get another paralysis. Yeah! So the Black Diablos, when it burrows, it can change direction once when it burrows, so it can be a little bit delayed, which can be confusing, and especially if you're not expecting it. And it can also leap out of a burrow instead of just a sort of a vertical jump where it finally comes out. Although, to be fair, in its nest here, its special attack, which the regular... I'm going to call BS on that one because I was power guarding. Anyways, the special attack that the regular Diablos can do as well in its nest is go in underground and then pop out of one of the sand falls on either side. That is only the case in this particular area where we're fighting. But Black Diablos can go into the ground. You can knock it out with a Sonic Bomb, which Sonic bombs in Monster Hunter World are very hard to get because you can only get them from like the Argosy and some other weird places. Is that you can't really farm them, so it's very difficult. It's not great to use them. Plus, it's hard to hit the Diablos when it's in the ground, because if any part of its tail is still sticking up, the Sonic Bomb won't work. So you have to get it in the time between when its tail finally goes underground to when it bursts out again, and it also has to be within range. But if you can hit it, the Sonic Bomb will pull it up out of the ground as a stun that pretty much only affects the Diablos-type enemies. Let's get those hit checks. I've got a shield, so it does not matter. Another thing that the Black Diablos can do is when it's charging forward, it can shuffle its feet and sort of change its angle a little bit before committing to its sort of line of attack. That's another thing to be aware of. Also, how did that not hit me? I wanted it to hit me. I wanted it to power guard. This is fine. Also, it's going to jump out of the sandfall and once again completely waste my power guard. Very sad. It's okay. This is a wall. I cannot move further back because there's a wall there. That would explain that situation there. We've got potions. It'll be fine. My kitty is on point. He's got those Vigor Wasps ready to go. Superman dive was maybe a little unnecessary, but you never know. Also, one day I'm going to dodge a frickin' roar with a roll. I know I have footage, I've done it before with the dual blades, but still. White circle on the map means that Diablos was leaving, so it was safe to sharpen. That also means that if you were to use a Sonic Bomb, it wouldn't work, because Sonic Bomb only works when it is actively fighting you for some reason. Very confusing. Don't know why. But let's continue the fight. For the charge blade that I want to make, the sort of meta charge blade that does the most damage, highest damage value, is the Diablos Tyrannus charge blade. We actually need a lot of Diablos and Black Diablos parts. I waited until it was fully out before doing the counter on that one. Now, I wanted to get its head stuck in the wall, which it kind of did, and then it hit me, and I call BS on that. And for some reason, the game was merciful, and it is just stuck there for a second. I think that it might... I don't know what went wrong. I think that it's supposed to have like a stuck in the wall animation when it gets its horn stuck, but it maybe just didn't play the right thing there. Also, it left again, which is weird. That's fine. We'll go fight it in the next area. Maybe the getting the horn stuck in those particular pillars only works for regular Diablos. I actually don't know for sure. It certainly broke through it, so my well-oiled plan was falling apart briefly, but everything's fine now. We'll need a lot of parts for the Diablo Tyrannus, especially the black spiral horns, which you can get from breaking. You actually have to do a double break on the horns for the Diablos, which I think we'll probably get, but using a lance is not the most efficient way to do this. The Black Diablos is very, very tough horns. I think you might need white sharpness to cut through them, that or, you know, a weapon that has Mind's Eye, like the Spirit Slash on a longsword, or the Rathalos set bonus, which we saw in the last episode. That would also be acceptable. It's going after my kitty. There's still time to get a few more paralysis procs off. You'll notice that I am pointing towards the Diablos without changing my camera. If you're holding R2 in order to hold your shield up, and then you hold L2 after that, you will rotate to face the direction the camera is facing. That's just something that can be done with shielded weapons as you're holding the shield. So you can point the shield and block in the direction that you actually want. See, like there, another sort of rotation in place. And how did it miss? Okay. How did the hit check miss me? I don't know. Okay, at least that block was a legit block. It's shuffling. Let's see if we can get a mount. Did we jump? Yeah, we did. Lance is great for mounting. This will just be free damage as soon as we can get off of the... So, The Brute Wyverns, like Anjanath, have, as mentioned in previous videos, when you're doing the mounting minigame, they can do a full body jump that you have to hold R2 to brace for. Now, Flying Wyverns, of which the Diablos is actually a type, don't have that move unless they're doing that hop off the ledge like the Diablos was doing. So they kind of have one of those moves. So, plinking off of the tail case there. That's alright, we're gonna keep stabbing the... Oh good, it got knocked over. Good kitty. It's about to get hit by its hip check from behind. We're gonna keep stabbing its soft underbelly. Hey, it's another paralysis! I love you, Barrel Stinger. As soon as we get the Kolv Taroth armor, we'll be able to have a much more effective free element build. More space for things. Oh, and the kitty, put him to sleep too! Kitty is true MVP. I know I've got bombs on here. It should be near the end of the list. Yes, there they are. We've already got one chipped horn, and I think that this will do enough damage to get the second break on the horns, which means that we'll get a spiral horn at the end. There it is. So there we go. Both horns are chipped, which is an indication that the horns are fully broken. Now, we should probably realistically get 2 spiral horns out of that, but we get 1 spiral horn. That's fine. We need more than 1 in order to make the weapons we want, but I mean, it's Monster Hunter. We're gonna fight these guys more than once. Not for the channel, but offline, when I'm just having fun, just grinding out my HR. Which is another thing that won't come into play until we clear the main game. I was thinking that it was going to go back into its nest, but it's just hanging out here, so let's just put a trap down and just wait for it to come on. Just, okay, we gotta... Yep, okay, yep, that's a roar. Cool. I should probably put my shield up in order to... Nope, it's doing the roar again. Hey, look at that, it does the roar! It dodged the roar. Alright, I flashed it because I wanted to not roar, and it is roaring again. Okay. Alright, Diablos. Now, of course, I flashed it and blinded it, so it didn't know where I was. So it was going off in that direction. So let's just remind it. There we go. Just shuffle. Come at me. Again, the Superman dodge was not necessary, but I'm respecting the Black Diablos' ability to combo me to death. Even more important when playing with others. Pretty much online, people just stand in front of the Black Diablos and then get killed. So it's a great opportunity to exercise the skill of the wide range and just kind of get drunk on potions in the corner while everyone else tries to throw themselves bodily into the sort of the damage path of the Black Diablos. Black Diablos has all of its own monster materials. It's basically all the Diablo stuff. It just has an adjective on the front. We can still get Diablo's tail case is shared between the two of them. So is the Blos Medulla. The black spiral horns we can only get from Black Diablos. Whereas the majestic horns are the ones we can get from the regular version of Diablos. We have to do optional missions because it was an investigation, but it was the first one we had fought. So once we've fought one, then the optional mission, because there is an optional mission for every monster type in the game, it'll appear on our list. And then we can also get the special arena if we capture it, which we have captured it. But anyways, the Diablos Nero set, Alpha and Beta, is what we get from Black Diablos. And most of it's garbage, resentment, and some other weird niche skills, which we're not going to probably work into any of our armor sets, except we might use normal shot bonus. For our light bow gun, it's either normal shot or spread shot bonus that we want to focus on. Next time, hopefully next time, we'll get back to the main plot. As you can see, technically, Teostra the Infernal has been destroyed. There is footage out there. We have footage. It's definitely been shot. Hopefully we'll get back to that. So we can cover the 3 main Elder Dragons and then get on with the sort of very last bit of the story of Monster Hunter World. So once we can conclude that, we can move into the post-game, which has even more stuff in it, which I'm very excited to get to. Especially, I want to unlock Hunter rank in order to get to the Tier 2 and Tier 3 tempered investigations. There's a whole new system of upgrades and upgrade types that unlock after that, as well as some of the fancier, as soon as we clear the main story, the fancier optional monsters, the Colves and the Behemoths and whatnot, which will, do videos on all of them, at least, one for each of the monster types we run into. So if you enjoyed that and you'd like to support us, you can do so on Patreon, which you can do, support us monthly. We can also give us PayPal tips. There's a link in the description. As always, you can also do the YouTube things, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back next time with more Monster Hunter World.